Hi guys, Blake here with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Tuesday, June 2nd of 2020, and this is the one cast. Tonight I boated up here. I'm just now dropping below the golf course, about halfway between the Narrows and Lookout Point. I am going to be throwing the Signature Series Ghost Shad 762 bait on about 2.5 foot a leader with an 1/8 ounce weight, on barrel swivel and a snap swivel that slides to hold the weight. 4 pound leader. So, fishing reports for today. I think just about everybody, Captain Steve, Tony, all the guides I talked to today were all dragging scuds. Darren Sadler, I think they were doing the same thing. And all had very successful days. I took a couple friends out from the resort after I got off earlier, and we drug scuds and egg patterns. We primarily caught them on the scuds, but we did catch a few on the egg pattern too, and we caught a lot of fish in a couple hours. I didn't hear too many reports from the boats we had coming back. They are still running 4 floodgates at 1 foot apiece with 4 generators. It got really hot here today. Might have been the hottest day of the year so far. We were probably close to mid-90s today, and 93 or so. And I definitely got sunburnt after I got off work. I can feel it in my face right now. Another thing that's been working is still dragging these little jerk baits. I went up to the dam a little bit ago and tried dragging the middle from the cable down, and it was still a little mossy for dragging these, but I do know that dragging the scuds and everything up there has still been working pretty great, and not picking up moss. I think it's the reason these ones pick up more moss is because of the bill on the bait. Last night after I did one cast, we went up, a buddy of mine and I went up to the cable and we drifted the south bank, and we just kept repeating that drift. We were using the Signature Series 110+1 Ghost Shad, same color as the bait I'm using now, and a Mega Bass 110+2, and we were catching walleye and smallmouth and some pretty big rainbows all last night. As a matter of fact, it really turned on right at sunset. We started hooking into a lot of trout. There goes an eagle right there. I don't know if everybody can see that on the video or not. And just a second ago, I was going to do the video behind Eagle Island over here and try to see if there was some fish holding back there, but I could not get a bite to save my life. I've got another scud rig with me once we drop kind of below Eagle Island. And I will say we drug for a second up here the scuds and egg patterns, and we were definitely catching the most fish, biggest numbers, from a little bit above Short Creek all the way down to the abandoned marina. I think nothing officially on one cast, by the way. And actually, we finished our little trip earlier right in front of the dock, and we caught a fish on a scud right in front of the dock. So these scuds are just in such huge numbers right now. Tony Lilley told me that he was down at the Cooper Creek public access dock, and that the water is just barely over the walking ramp there. And he said that you just look out into the water right over the ramp and you just see thousands of scuds. Oh, there's a fish. So he said there was just so many scuds all through. All over the walk ramp. This might be a better fish. He is really staying down. I almost probably call it too early, but I want to say it's fighting like a brown trout. Still haven't seen the fish yet. This fish is really staying down. Kind of at a stalemate. He's not really moving much. He's just holding to the bottom. Heck, this could be a sucker fish I might have snagged for all I know. I think it's a rainbow. Oh no. I can't afford another one of those jumps. He might throw the hook. Oh. Every time I get close to him with the net, he takes off. Come here, dude. What a fighter. Oh, I think, nope. This might be a 20-incher. Come on, buddy. Cooperate. There we go. And the lure popped out as soon as I got him in the net there. What a beautiful trout. There he is. Big, beautiful female. Let's get her on the scale here. $18 on the button. There she goes. Oh man, what a fight. Hey Phil.
You stood on the water?
Yeah, I'm doing the one cast right now.
Okay. Alright. Well, I just came down here to edit it. Didn't know you'd done it or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay. Well, I'll let you have it.
Alright.
We'll take a shower.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye. Alright. Man, that fish kind of wore me out a little bit. We're seeing lots of big fish being caught recently. I believe Captain B had a young man in his boat earlier, caught a trophy rainbow. Tony showed me a picture of like 8 different, fish that were all like the one that I just caught there that they caught this morning. Lots of healthy fish. They're eating lots of scuds right now. If we get a push of shad, they'll be even, I'm not sure if they'll be able to fit even more in their stomachs than they already have, but I'm sure they'll find room. But it's just gonna spell for some really thick, healthy fish this year. I will say earlier when I was fishing, I started off using a double scud rig, and we actually wound up switching to a single scud, and it made absolutely no difference. We were still catching just as many fish. And you do get snagged up quite a bit when you're dragging them like that, so for now, while the scud population is so high, I say that a single scud rig will do you just fine. Thinking about switching over to that scud rig here in just a second. Come to think of it, I did hear a report of someone caught a nice healthy 21-inch brown this morning. Oh, there's a fish. Looks like they're getting a little more active now that that sun went down. Wow. Look at the belly on this fish. Just absolutely gorged. I might just stick to my jerkbait. Last night when we were fishing, we caught a bunch of fish behind the first island up at the dam in that eddy water. We just kind of slowed the boat down and drifted along next to it. And we were pulling fish out of that eddy water left and right last night. But I mean, it was like the last 15 minutes of light probably. Good. All right. Another thing that seems to be hatching quite a bit more now is the midges. Now that water's up in that 55-degree range, the midges are really out. The other night I was driving and I had to close one eye and turn my head to the side that they were so thick, which is something we haven't really seen too much of yet. So if you're a fly fisherman, early morning or late evening like we are now, you'll find any of those eddies like the Point Royale eddy right behind Point Royale, or Long Island If you go up into that little slough, the water gets calm, and I always see big hatches of midges there. You can throw a midge underneath an indicator and probably do very well. Oh, there's a hit. Another thing to note, you know, we didn't start fishing until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is, you know, about the hottest part of the day, highest sun. I tried drifting over there near the edges first, and we didn't have nearly as much luck as we did drifting this center. There's a fish. So early in the morning, late in the evening, I think the fish move back up on those shallower. Oh, he threw the weight back at me. It hit me. But during the middle of the day, you have to get out here towards the middle to get on the fish. At least, you know, from Fall Creek to Short Creek. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this rig that I'm using now is just a single scud rig with a size 12 spiky gray scud. I feel like maybe I picked up some moss. There's one. When you set the hook with these, you really don't have to yank up on it. All I did there was just barely pull up on it once I felt him there. And starting about right here was the area where we really got into the numbers of fish. Well, that's a healthy one. Oh, I wanted to show him off, and he just puked up. probably, I don't know, 15 scuds in the water just now. When he shook his head. I'd have to say, in my time here, this is the most scuds I've ever seen. There's another one. Don't let the small size of the scud fool you. I've seen some very big trout come back into the dock that were caught on a little scud. These fish have been very aggressive today. He just threw out, I don't know, I can't even tell how many scuds just came out of his mouth. More than 50. Oh, that went in my finger pretty deep. Ooh. All right, it's so hard to quit when the fish are biting this good, but I'm gonna call one more cast. And there's another one. Pretty incredible how good this bite is right now. Another beautiful, healthy, fat rainbow. All right, I lied. One more cast. Can't end it with a fish. I guess I could, but I feel like that's one of the last cast rules. If you catch a fish, you get to take another cast. Oh, there's another one. So like I said, just a little bit above Short Creek, down past Trout Hollow Lodge is where we caught a majority of our fish, and they're still biting just as good, if not even a little bit better than they were earlier this afternoon. All right, well, I think I'm gonna call it. We appreciate you guys watching. like and share us on Facebook. If you haven't liked the YouTube page, get on there and subscribe and press the bell, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.